Hey everybody, Jen here again. Another lesson on energy. And today we're going to talk about um, emotions a little bit and energy. So, this is a really powerful practice that you can do um, with me or even on your own. But I do find that it's really powerful when I can take clients through this practice and they can kind of see for themselves um, how heavy some of the energies of emotions are. So, all emotions, grief, sadness, joy, elatedness, depression, um, laughter, romantic love versus friendship love, all of these emotions, the energy feels quite different. Okay, so if you perhaps down the road end up working with clients, or you already do work with clients, or you do Reiki, or you do some type of modality of energy healing, you will start to learn the difference of what different energy actually feels like. So, in the past, when I used to do one-on-one sessions with clients, I would have a lot of people that would come in with a lot of grief or sadness or chronic pain or things like that they were obviously coming in to get help for. So you'll really start to learn the difference in how different energy feels when you're working with it, or even beyond that when you're intuiting it from what's going on in the collective as well. So I want to just preface that before we do this practice, and I do want you to kind of call to mind, maybe something that's bothering you, maybe something that is been on your mind for a long time. Maybe it's about somebody that you love. Maybe it's about a family member. Maybe it's about a grudge or anything. I don't know, something that's kind of emotional for you. And then what I want you to do with that, once you bring that to mind, okay, bring that to focus, I am going to take you through just a short prayer and blessing, and then we're going to do a little energy lesson and like just a technique for us to feel what that energy feels like. Okay, so we're going to really work with something that's a little more dense right now. We're going to have two thoughts in our mind, okay, and I will guide you through this. So we're going to say, to the divine, to the great ones and holy ones, to my angels, helpers, teachers, and guides, I humbly invoke for your divine blessing on this lesson, on this learning, on this prayer, and thank you for your protection. Thank you for your guidance, your intuition, your blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can say in full faith, you can say aho, you can say amen, ami, anything you want to close out your prayer. That just brings in some protection. It thanks the angels that are around us. It thanks our intuitive guides. So that's how I like to start anything that we do. And I'll do a full video on the blessing you can say before you start to do energy work. So with that being said, we're going to begin. And I want you to bring to mind something that is bothersome or worrisome, or something that's been nagging you for a long time. Okay, something that's been nagging you for a long time that you're having a hard time getting over, or you're having a hard time processing, or it could have just happened and you're upset about it, you're angry about it, it's drawing up some big emotions in you that are probably hard to deal with sometimes. So I want you to kind of think of that, and I want you to put your left hand out. Okay, just left hand out, palm faces the ceiling of the sky. And you're going to put that energy and that thought into that left hand, whatever's bothering you. And then you put your right hand out. And in this hand, you're going to think about your dog or your kids, or a beautiful experience you had, or a moment in time when you were just laughing with friends or family members and you didn't have a care in the world, or a vacation that you really loved, just something light. Okay? And then just close the eyes. close the eyes gently. And then you're just going to have these two emotions in your hands, right? So you've got kind of like joy and happiness and freedom in your right hand. And then in your left hand, you have this problem or this issue. And then I want you to just kind of go back and forth and see what you notice. See what you notice in both hands. And maybe you start noticing that your right hand feels lighter, feels more buoyant. And then maybe you feel like your left hand is heavier, denser. You're really holding something in that hand, right? So kind of working with that, just noticing that subtle difference. Just another way to work with energy, to notice that there is a quite a big difference in the emotions that we carry, right? Emotions that we think about, the emotions that we carry. And so after this, don't worry, we'll get the heaviness off. We're just going to bring our hands together and just kind of brush them off. Okay? And I want you to visualize just a little bowl beneath your feet that's filled with salt, water and salt. Okay? And you're just going to put your hands in there, just kind of like flick them in, brush them off. And that bowl of salt, just brush them in there. You can even visualize just kind of washing them off with like a beautiful lavender light that's just kind of going right into that bucket. Okay, that's energetic hygiene. So we're just getting rid of that. And then we're going to come back and feel our hands, okay? And see if you notice any difference. Right now, mine feel pretty even. I don't feel much in any other hand. I feel still a little bit of heaviness in that left hand, though. So I'm going to do a little bit more energetic hygiene, and I'm just going to start brushing that off, okay? Brush that off into the bowl of salt. You literally want a bowl of salt, right? Doesn't matter what kind of salt. Just a bowl of salt by you to work when you're working with energy. And I'm just brushing that off. That left hand. Good. And then bringing them back, and now it feels great. Okay, so everything feels even in both sides of my body. Just going to bring your hands down into your lap now. And so that's just a lesson in feeling that energy has different sensations. And as you grow and evolve into this practice of really learning how to feel energy, you're going to really feel that. You're going to notice that. You're going to know, oh, I know what this feels like. This is grief. Let me work on the lungs. Let me work on the areas of the body where we hold a lot of grief. But also grief can show up anywhere in the body. Sadness can show up anywhere in the body, right? So everything's always connected. But as we're working on things, there are certain areas that it will gravitate to, and we'll learn about those in future lessons. But I hope that was helpful in just kind of discerning the amount and the energy that comes through that, you know, the lightness and the heaviness, the denseness and the subtlety of it all. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop a note below. And let's thank our angels, helpers, teachers, and guides for being here for this lesson and for their protection. So thank you. Have a really beautiful day. Take good care.